If we had no synchros, exceeds, or fusions, and in Zephyr's case, ritual monsters, nobody would be complaining about how fucking strong and top tier and shit pendulums are. You'd be probably bitching about how not good they are. But newsflash, bitch, pendulums are not the problem on their own. This has happened with every new monster type and summoning mechanic to accompany it. Let me take y'all motherfuckers back down memory lane. When Synchros came out, Duelist Genesis, Emergency Teleport, Summon Krebins, which was a level 2 tuner. You had Stardust Dragon, Red Dragon Archfiend, Thought Ruler Archfiend. Destiny Hero Malicious was played a whole lot. This was residual from Dark Dragon Return. That shit ended up getting shat on from the ban list. But then in Duelist Genesis, you have Italian things and Dark Dragon with 2. And that basically just made what we know and some of you motherfuckers still love as Teledad. You would just Itali twice into 2 Krebins, and then you would use your Maliciouses as your level 6 and 2, and that's 8. You would make 2 level 8 Synchros with the greatest of ease, and then you would just special summon Dark Dragon, because in most situations you have 3 monsters, because Malicious banishes itself, and then Krebins is also a dark monster. Yeah, in comparison to what we had at that time, that was some strong shit. Let's go a little bit forward to Xyz. Do I really have to bring up Rescue Rabbit? Oh, it's fair because it only summons normal monsters. They gotta be the same name. But then, in the same fucking set, they made 2 Xyz monsters that required dinosaurs, and Cabazos and Sabersaurs just happen to be dinosaurs. One of those Xyz ended up being a Solemn Judgment, and the other Xyz was a Divine Wrath. Yeah, but it kinda sucks that Rescue Rabbit banishes itself, but in the set before it, Leviair the Sea Dragon brought back Rescue Rabbit, and you just got to do it again. And Tour Guide was still at 3, so you just Tour Guide and a Tour Guide, make the quick rank 3. I remember wind-ups, and I damn sure remember Inzectors, don't you? And I specifically remember wind-up Hunter and wind-up Carrier Zen Mighty. In comparison to the other shit that we had, that was some powerful shit. Pendulum summoning has solved a few issues. Sometimes you won't have any monsters to summon. Now with Pendulum monsters, they stay in your extra deck face up. As long as you have your scale set and the monsters that you will want to summon are between those scales in your Pendulum zone, you can continuously just summon them shits from the extra deck. And yes, this may seem a bit annoying, but it solves a problem of running out of monsters. And it also solved the problem with having big motherfuckers in your hand that you couldn't summon without doing extra shit. So I understand that some of you motherfuckers be all mad as shit because PP exploited, kinda sorta, what pendulums were intended to do, but it is not the pendulum's fault. Leave pendulums alone! The problem is, in the beginning of a new type of monster, type of summoning mechanics life cycle, they make things that are generously powerful. If that don't make sense, answer this question. Why did they make Wavering Eyes and then Unwavering Bonds? Now, I said this somewhat before, like they probably shouldn't hit Wavering Eyes, but thinking about it, if they want Unwavering Bonds to be played like in any capacity at all, and this is if they really want it to happen, they will do something about Wavering Eyes. Unwavering Bonds is the card they should have made over Wavering Eyes, but this goes back to my point of making things generously powerful. I don't think Konami is naive to the fact that the shit that they gave us was powerful. The point is to get people to see, well, this is some pretty powerful stuff, and some people like the power, regardless of it being broken or something, people are still gonna play the shit. Still don't believe me? Why did motherfuckers spend all that motherfucking DINERO on Breakers of Shadow just for the main cards in the shit to get hit not even a month later? Even though this was something that I mentioned, even though I had a feeling this shit was going to happen, mainly because the OCG hit the shit, regardless of logic, people wanted to play that shit for better or worse. And it was because they were lenient and they made things generously powerful. Tell me I'm lying. I don't know how long this period of time is going to last, but I feel like with something like Unwavering Bonds, and hell, even something like Amorphages, where you have to play mainly all Amorphage shit for anything to do anything in your deck, I think we've gotten past the generic part of the pendulum life cycle. But I understand why motherfuckers think this is more popular than it actually is. It's because you get to use pendulums and the other shit, possibly in the same deck. And that is basically what PP was. A bunch of generic ass pendulum support things, and you get to use everything. Synchros, exceeds, and fusions. If you wanted to. And because of that, Konami needs to be extra diligent to make sure this shit doesn't get out of hand. But you heard it all before because I said it. This is more than likely going to be the best support that we're going to get all at once, well, in a short period of time, for pendulums. You're going to notice there's going to be some pendulum support cards that are not really that good, but they're good because the other shit has more than likely gotten banned or ended up getting hit. Perhaps like Wavering Eyes. Why did Telenite Totally Mice get banned? In the pendulum-based deck, it's easy to get 3 materials. 3 materials seem to be daunting outside of pendulum summoning, but pendulum summoning made this type of shit possible, and Totally Mice allows you to bridge into Pleiades, Diamond, Nova, Infinity. Why am I so smart? And with that being said, it's time for me to beg. Please, I beg you to click at least one advertisement. It helps me make that motherfucker DINERO so I can pay rent. If you could do that for thank you in advance, I'm so fucking appreciative. You have my gratitude.